If you have ADHD, are over 35 and or just had a baby, and feel like your symptoms of ADHD or traits, as I like to call them, have gotten worse or more difficult to cope with lately, like more brain fog, bigger emotions, and even more trouble focusing, you're not imagining it. Perimenopause can throw ADHD into chaos. Hormonal shifts, especially that drop in estrogen, can amplify ADHD challenges in ways that feel overwhelming and exhausting. But the good news is you're not alone, and there are ways to navigate it. I'm about to break down exactly how perimenopause and the related hormone shifts impact ADHD and share strategies to help you feel more grounded and in control. Hi, I'm Jen Barnes. I hold a master's in social work, have worked in the field of mental health for 25 years, and now am an ADHD success coach. I help ADHD women navigate the real struggles of living with a neurodivergent brain. And today, we're talking about a topic that doesn't get nearly enough attention: how perimenopause can intensify ADHD symptoms. Being postnatal can have a similar impact due to lower estrogen levels as compared to during pregnancy. And while this won't be our focus for today, a lot of this may still fit. So if you've been feeling like your brain and emotions are all over the place, stick around because this video is for you. So let's start with the basics. Perimenopause is the transitional phase leading up to menopause, typically starting in your 40s, but sometimes as early as your mid 30s. Menopause is the time when you have gone without a menstrual period for a full year. During this time, hormones like estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, leading to symptoms like hot flashes, irregular periods, mood swings, sleep disturbances, brain fog, and the like. But for women with ADHD, these hormone shifts can add a whole nother layer of challenges. So, estrogen and dopamine have a close relationship. Estrogen actually helps regulate dopamine, which is the brain chemical that impacts focus, motivation, and emotion regulation. So, when estrogen levels drop during perimenopause or after pregnancy, it can feel like your ADHD symptoms get dialed up to an 11 or maybe like 111. First of all, brain fog. Low estrogen can mean less dopamine, making it harder to concentrate, remember details, or stay organized. Emotional dysregulation. You might feel more sensitive, reactive, or overwhelmed. It's not just hormones, it's how those hormonal changes interact with your ADHD brain. Lower motivation and focus. Tasks that once felt manageable can feel exhausting and even almost impossible. Sleep disturbances. Estrogen affects sleep quality, which, if you're in perimenopause, you already know that. Poor sleep worsens ADHD symptoms like focus, patience, and emotion regulation. And here's why this matters. If you've been wondering why strategies that used to work for you don't anymore, this could be why. Your brain is working with fewer resources than it used to have, and it's not your fault. Knowing this helps you give yourself some grace and adjust your approach. Perimenopause often brings bigger emotions, and if you already struggle with rejection sensitivity or emotional overwhelm, this phase can feel a bit like a roller coaster. You might notice more frequent mood swings, feeling more irritable or tearful, getting stuck in emotional spirals longer than usual. The reason? Estrogen plays a key role in regulating mood and emotion. So, as it fluctuates, your emotional responses can feel more intense. But here's the key: big feelings are valid and they don't have to control you. Understanding that it's a mix of hormones and neurodivergence can help you take more compassionate action. So, here are strategies that can actually help. Number one, track your symptoms. Use an app or a journal to track mood, focus, sleep, and energy levels. Noticing patterns can help you plan for tougher days. Then, on those tougher days, just know that you will likely do less. Prioritize sleep, create a bedtime routine, use calming practices like slow breathing or meditative movement to help your nervous system wind down. Personally, I like to use a self hypnosis sleep meditation on the Insight Timer app. Totally works for me. And if you're over 40, make sure you cut off liquids at least an hour before bed so your bladder isn't what wakes you up at that magical 4 a.m. perimenopausal time that no one talks about. Nourish your body. Focus on eating nutrient dense foods that support brain health and hormone balance. Hydration matters too. And if you're ever wondering about nourishing, and if you're ever wondering about nourishing your body during perimenopause, I highly recommend the work of Dr. Mary Claire Haver. She's a board certified gynecologist who specializes in perimenopause and menopause. She has a book called The Galveston Diet. And while I don't like that the word diet is in the title, it's not a diet. It's more of a shift towards foods that support you during this phase of life. Practice gentle movement. Yoga, stretching, or walking can help regulate both mood and energy levels. Movement also supports dopamine production and contributes to a more steady state baseline dopamine level. Nervous system regulation. This one's my favorite to talk about. I'm sure you know if you've been on my channel for a while. When emotions feel overwhelming, try grounding techniques like the 5-4-3-2-1 method or volcano breathing. Nervous system regulation is key during this phase of life. And talk to your healthcare provider. Don't hesitate to bring up emotional impacts too, like mood swings or increased anxiety. These are just as important as physical symptoms and deserve attention. Discuss whether hormone therapy or supplements could help you and are appropriate given your family medical history. Everyone's body is different, and medical support can make a big difference. And while we're on healthcare providers, make sure yours truly understand perimenopause. Most don't due to very little to no training in medical school. For more on perimenopause, I recommend subscribing to Dr. Mary Claire Haver on YouTube. And like I said before, reading her books, as well as Dr. Jen Gunter's book, The Menopause Manifesto. They're both cheeky and feminist, and I love it around this topic. Be sure to be kind to yourself. This is a season of change. Give yourself grace and adjust expectations when needed. Perimenopause can feel like ADHD on hard mode, but you're not powerless. With the right strategies and support, you can navigate these changes and feel more in control of your mind and your body. If this video helped, give it a like, comment, and subscribe for more ADHD support. And let me know in the comments, what's been your biggest challenge during perimenopause? Also, check out my 28-day nervous system regulation challenge. Perfect for building skills that help with emotional overwhelm and stress. The link is in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.